Today's between master and disciples will be presented in Chinese and English, with subtitles in English, German, French, Arabic, Chinese, Korean, Alexis, and Spanish. 福尔摩沙是一个小岛，但遍布大自然的神奇美景。从北到南，北部地区有古城、原住民村、绵延的山峰、美丽的瀑布和雕刻精细的庙宇；中部地区有一系列的美景，闪耀的海洋、湍急的河流和翠绿的森林。南部是本岛著名的文化中心，至今仍然保有许多早期移民出抵此地时的传统。福尔摩沙有成千上万的人在修行观音法门，如今也已因为经济独立和其实力受到国际上的瞩目和尊重。努力修行的功德已为这个国家带来繁荣和富庶。因为这些修行人的诚心和功德，使得福尔摩沙享受了安定祥和的福报。近日来，青海无上师回应了我们世界会会员诚挚的渴望，于07年2月18日参加新年的庆祝活动，与来自全世界约1万名的世界会会员及贵宾，在福尔摩沙庆祝猪年的农历新年。这吉祥的日子当天，也是全球优秀领导奖的颁奖典礼。青海无上师颁奖给菲律宾前总统罗穆斯、故事和平奖基金会会长曼纽尔·莫拉托先生和参议员赫赫森·阿尔瓦雷兹，表彰他们在菲律宾对优乐难民们所做的慈善义举。在庆祝典礼后，国际禅紧接着举行，青海无上师和世界会会员一起打坐，为全世界和平祈祷。2007年2月22日是青海日，会员们以精彩的表演节目盛大庆祝这个节日。现在我们请您聆听以下开示，主题是满足我们所拥有的。青海无上师讲于福尔摩沙西湖。
Now the prince has a habit to go out and hunting with his guards, and the whole group of army following him everywhere he went hunting. But slowly he became more confident, with his strength and his skill of hunting, that sometimes he went alone or with a few bodyguards, just one or two nearby. And he went sometime very deep in the jungle, in the forest, and sometime not coming home, for a day, because he went too far, and then he rest there and then came back. One day, he was trying to chase a rabbit, and then he went very deep into the forest. And then he was so tired, and after a while he took a rest, and his attendant, the two bodyguard attendant, took out meal, the dry meal that they brought with them, and make a fire and to prepare the food for the prince and themselves. And suddenly they heard some noise, that came in through the bushes, and everybody was alert and take out the sword and in the position of defense. But then when something from the bush stepped out, everybody was very aghast. There was no big animal, nothing but a beautiful young woman in her prime, about 1918 only. Long, lustrous hair cascading, through her shoulder up to almost the floor. All the body was covered with beautiful, fine cloth, fine clothing. And her ears, her necklace, her arm, all decorated with beautiful jewelry, studded with the most beautiful, the most precious and rare gemstones in the whole world. And she just appeared from nowhere, stood there. And the prince was very mesmerized by her too. And after a while, the prince said, may I ask, who are you? And what are you doing in such a remote and wild in a wilderness as this? Are you not afraid? Yeah. The lady say, no, I'm not afraid, because I'm the goddess Atya. I am powerful. I have magical power. I can defend someone for myself. Whoever touched me would die anyway. So I'm not afraid. Fine. So the prince say, all right then. I'm very honored to meet you. Yeah, I am the prince of Iraq. Yeah, and so name. His name is Ashra. And then the goddess say, I knew you are the prince. That's why I came here, just to say hello to you. Okay, fine. And then, by the way, such a beautiful bow you have. Beautiful bow. And the prince said, yes, it is beautiful. It is the only one that I can use, because every other bows, I will break it the first time I try. So the lady, the beautiful girl said, I knew it, because that bow belonged to me. The prince said, how so? How so? The lady said, I have ordered that magician Basak, yeah, to make the bow for me, with all kind of precious metal melted together, even some from heaven. That's why it is indestructible and invincible. And that lousy guy have even neglected and forgot it in your palace, and now it come into your hand. So the prince say, well, maybe it is so, but how do I believe you? So the goddess Atta say that if you open the handle of the bowl, there's a little knob. If you open it, inside you will see a very big diamond, and it carved my picture on it, my name on it, as well as a symbol of a bird. That is my sign. The sign of me is a symbol of a pigeon. Okay, the prince opened it. It's truly like that, because nobody would know it except him, and nobody would tell this lady anyway. So the prince say, well, now it's in my hand, it's mine, no matter what you say. I like it, and I use it, and I'm going to keep it. So the goddess Atta gets a little bit agitated. Say, you should not take what not belong to you. Now you know it's mine, you should return it, or else. Yeah. The prince say, try your best. I'm the most powerful man. I don't think you can do anything to me. So they will argue back and forth. And then the beautiful lady, the goddess Atta, say to the prince, how about I buy it from you? Just name whatever price, I will give it to you immediately. The prince said, this is no price. I don't want to sell it. It's mine. I want to use it. I don't have any other bowl to use otherwise. So this is mine. So you better forget the whole thing and go home. Oh, the goddess Atta became very angry, said in a few more bad words, if you don't give it to me, the consequence will be very, very, very terrible for you. I'm warning you. I'm the goddess. The prince not afraid. Say, I'm waiting. See what you have. So the goddess Atta left the scene, because she could kill him right there with her magical power. But she knew she's not allowed to do that, because the prince is ordered from God to come down to be a a human being for the time being. So she cannot kill him, because if she kill him, she will be in big trouble. Yeah, the universal law will never forgive her, and she will be punished, yeah, forever in a form of ghost or animal, whatever the worst it can be, or in hell. So she has to swallow her pride and her anger and left, disappear. But she came home, and she thought of a way to get it without having to kill him. So she befriended with a robber, you know, the most fearsome robber of that time in Iraq. She befriended him and give him all kind of things and make him happy, and then tell him her plan, that he should somehow get near to the prince and then steal the bow and run away, and then bring it back to her. Okay? The robber has no problem with that. It's his expertise, and he's happy to do it. So then he kind of camouflage himself into a normal merchant, and he having a caravan full of all kind of nice stuff, you know, jewelry, all kind of rare things, because he stole it. So he has a lot of things, and beautiful cloth to make fine raiment for the royalty and all that. So he run around near where the prince go hunting next, yeah? So he run around near the camp of the prince and telling what he has, you know, advertisement for what he has. And he said that he also have a very beautiful leather bag, specially made only for bows, and it's the only one kind in the world. Yeah. So the prince heard that, all he wanted for his bow. Yeah. So he called him in, and then slowly they talk, and then he advertised for all the rare thing he has. So it's already late at night, so the prince said, okay, why don't you overnight in one of my tents, and tomorrow I will have a look at your goods, see what you have. Yeah, maybe he want to buy something to give it to his subordinate. Okay, so they overnight there, and at night the robber tiptoe into the tent of the prince. But the bodyguards, you know, heard it and fight with him. And then the prince also heard a little bit, but he's still sleeping. And but the robber was very bad, you know, he can kill the bodyguard in no time. He's so used to with combat, especially surprise combat like that. So the bodyguard dead, and he go inside, and the prince was still half asleep like that. So he just killed the prince, because he worried that if the prince wake up, he has no way to win him over, because the prince was the most powerful man at that time. So because the prince was not awake, so he just put a knife in his heart and died. Unfortunately, because the goddess doesn't want to kill him, but he did kill. Wow. And then he took the bow and gave back to the goddess. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, the prince did not come back to the palace. So the king was very, very, very sad. And suddenly there are hailstorm, thunders, flood, all kind of disaster was pouring down on Iraq at that time. And then the king was thinking, could it be that the prince had somehow been in trouble, and God has punished him, the king, for not finding the killer? Yeah. So he himself go together with, camouflage himself into a normal person, and go together with some of his most trusted bodyguard, go all over in the jungle to find the prince, and to try to find the killer, but he could not. And then suddenly, then he has to go home, frustrated and suffer. But meanwhile, the disaster continue to plague the whole country. And he knows that if the killer were not found, this is the way heaven punished humankind. If any, because in the old time, God has decreed that no one should ever kill innocent children or teenagers, youth people, young people. No one should do that. So if anybody does that, then, disaster will come. To punish mankind until the justice system be able to find the killer and try him, or kill him, or try him according to the law. Anyhow, that's that. The king could not find the prince nor the killer for many days. He came back to the palace more unhappy, sad than ever. So the princess tried always to comfort him, but she cannot. So she wants to go and find the brother, her little brother herself. But the king said, no, you are a woman, you're a princess. You don't know how to go outside there and take care. You cannot do this. How will you do that? You will get into danger. And I have only you now. If the prince maybe unluckily die already, you are the only one I have. I cannot let you go. But the princess say, I am clever, you remember? And I also learned some martial art. I have all kind of things to take care of myself. By the way, many people, even the killer, would not pay much notice to a small woman. They will not defend themselves. So in that case, I am even better positioned to take care of this mission. Yeah. So too much begging and pleading. Then finally, the king has to let her go. So she also changed herself into a normal, ordinary person, and she took with her a group of 6 most trusted maids, from her palace. And they went out together. They pretend to be a group of dancers because she's good at it, and all the servants, her maids are also dancing together, because they do that every day at home, to amuse themselves. So the group of dancers with musicians and all, and some musicians she took with her also. So they go from one city to another city to dance and sing for the public, and the public will donate some money and all that. It's fine. And her talent was so extraordinary that even the robber heard about it, and he invited her to his lair to dance for him. And after she tried the rarest performance that nobody ever had the chance to witness, because at that time those are only for the royalty, so the ordinary people has never a chance to see such an excellent, exquisite performance. So the robber was so thrilled, mesmerized, and fall in love helplessly with the princess. Now he proposed immediately. Oh, dearest, beautiful lady, I would like to marry you. Why don't you come and stay with me? I'm rich, I'm powerful, I have everything you want. You never have to dance for anyone to make money except just for me. Meanwhile, the king, while she was dancing her way, the king has found out that the prince has died. Because suddenly many, those vulture birds came and perched themselves on top of the palace. Suddenly, many of them come on top of the palace and just stay there. And he knew that if any person has been killed, then these birds will know that they will come to where the body will be brought back, even already eaten into pieces or still in one piece. They will be brought back to the house where they belong. Therefore, they come and gather on top of the house of the prince and stand there all day, all night. So they're waiting. And the king knows that. So he kneeled down in utmost agony and prayed to Baal, the god. Say, please, if these birds had anything to do with my prince, or had eaten him, or any news from him, or if they came here at all because of the prince, please, you break their wings and let them fall, or the wings fall down for me. If it is to do with the prince, because I don't know how to find him anymore. And the god Bai really broke all the wings of the bird. And after that, they catch the bird. And the king ordered his court official to, as I dig into their stomach, to find out if anything left over, anything at all to do with the prince. So they found out some undigested meat and things like that, but don't know who. And then finally, the last one had a finger which has a ring on it, which belonged to the prince ring. Now he knew already that there's nothing, no doubt that the prince had died. And he cried so much, and he let the princess know that. And she was also very upset. But she thinks that if she cry now, the robber will be suspicious. So she dancing and singing louder instead of crying loud. And then the robber say, I have so many good things, a rarest thing, I give it to you to be my wife. And suddenly he take out a big diamond, as big as the wrist, to say, this is the first one I give to you, if you be my wife. And he give it. And she look at it, she know that belonged to the prince, because that was, she gave it to him on his birthday, yeah, with some mark on it, some mark of love, yeah. Now, she almost fainted, but she keep her courage and strength in order to find out further. And she still pretend to, like thinking about it. And he took out a necklace, another necklace, with the biggest and the most exquisite sapphire one could ever think of, but never found in the world. She gave it to her also. And she looked at it. She know that belongs to the prince also, because this is the birthday gift from her father, the king, gave it to him with some mark on it. There's no doubt at all. And she was so boiling with grief and anger, but she calmed down because she think, well, maybe he just bought it or robbed it from somebody else. Maybe he's not the real killer, but at least now he's a robber, then he might know who. So she still be very, very patient. So she said, all right, I accept your proposal, but first I have to know if you are worthy, because I admire strong people and courageous people and the kind of man, manly, macho. So if you tell me anything that might please me, then okay, that will be final. And the robber was suddenly standing up and saying, here, look at my sword. This is the one I used to kill the prince. And then at that time, the princess was in such agony, and she would kill him right there, but she patient. She said, maybe he just boasts about it. So could you please tell all the audience here, all the activity, all the thing between your fight, so that we know how awesome you are. And of course, the robber described where he killed him, inside the tent, and what kind of sign inside the tent, and his bodyguard, how they look. But he exaggerated a little bit. It looked like a battle between them. Actually, he just killed them, cowardly when he slept. But he described it as a battle, and then finally he won. So, but he described the prince, how he looked, and his birthmark and everything, and the tent, how it looked, and where he camped at that time. So there's no doubt that he is a killer, because he wanted to take a bow, the bow, and to give it to the goddess. So now she know everything. So she pretend to okay for the wedding. Okay, they all went back to his place, and he make a big party, invited all his gangster biggies come there and have a party. And then they all drinking. And then she make him drink more, She make everybody else already drop dead by alcohol. But the robber is still okay, because he can drink a lot of alcohol, a lot more than other people. So she give him a big cup, Say, oh, now that we are husband and wife, drink this last one, please, to celebrate our wedding. Fine. He drank it all. Of course, everything from your hand I take. Yeah, fine. No, anything from your hand I take. It's like that. But no more, okay, we have to go to bed now. All right. So she took him to bed, just killed him right there, and took all the things that belonged to the prince and came back. Right that moment, all the disaster stopped. The storm just stopped. The hurricane stopped. All the dark cloud disappeared, and the weather turned back to normal. And all the flood recede. Yeah. So the king knows then that the killer has been found by the princess. That's why the disaster disappeared. Fine. Now, and then she brought everything back, yeah? And then she also knew where the remain of the prince is, because according to the robber, he told and all that. So they went there and brought the prince, the remaining of the prince's body back. And now the king was so much sad, so much in agony. He made an altar, an offering to God, and kneel there with incense, flower, and crying. Say, oh dear God, why did you do this to me? I haven't done anything wrong. Why do I have to suffer one thing after another? And now I have only one son, and he also been killed, and I have to suffer like this. Why? He could cry day and night, he don't stop. And then one day the king was suffering so much, was in great agony and crying day and night, and kneel in front of the altar. He will not stand up, he vowed, until he get an answer from God. So finally, God couldn't bear it, his suffering. So he appeared to him and said that, dear king, it's all your doing. You have prayed to me many years for a son. I did not give to you, because I know if I give you the son, you will suffer so much like this. That's why I did not give it to you. But you insist, and you even bribe my son to get a son. Yeah, my son Baal, the god Baal, to get the son. So now this is what you get for wanting what you should not have. Now you should not blame me anymore. Get up and take care of your country. You have a beautiful, intelligent, courageous, and filial daughter. That should be your happiness. But you will not be contented with what you have. You must insist to have a son. Tell me what the difference between a son and a daughter. You have such a beautiful, extraordinary princess as daughter, and you're still not happy. You have all the wealth I give you. You have all the respect and love of your citizen. You are the most fortunate person on earth, and you were still not happy. You want more. And now that's why you suffer. Even you wanted a son, you have it, but you couldn't keep. So in the future, you should learn this lesson and stop being greedy. Stop wanting for anything more than what I have already given you. So the king finally got enlightened and understood that whatever he has, that's the best already. So, of course, finally he made the princess become the queen of the country. Changed the law that doesn't matter if it's a prince or the princess. If there is virtue, strength and love in that royal family member, then that person will become king or queen of that country. End of story. So we make a little lively retreat, okay? Instead of dinner and sit there, eat, and then come back again. Today you're free. After barbecue, however long it lasts, is flexible, yeah? And you might talk, you might laugh, but only about positive things, okay? During barbecue, during meal, anytime, talk about positive things only, so that your meal might be blessed. Think of God, yeah, thank God, thank all the small God, even the rain God, the water God, the mountain God, the vegetable God, all the God you can think of, thank them for all the abundance in the world that we receive. Of course, through the Most High, yeah? We thank the Most High. And we thank all the big God and small God, yeah? Thank the sun, the moon, the earth, yeah, the water, the grass, yeah? Everything has a function. Even grass, it doesn't look very significant, but they hold the earth. They stop the corrosion, so that we have mountain forever, so that we have the earth without drying it up. So everything in this planet that God has created has a function. Have respect and have gratitude for all that you see and not see. And enjoy the barbecue in the forest. I see you there.